Welcome to Strategic Management course. In this video, we will look at corporate policies and use of power. Corporate policies. They are a formal declaration of the guiding principles and procedures by which a company will operate. Corporate policies are established by its board of directors or a senior management policy committee. Embedded in corporate policy are the company's mission statement, objectives, and the principles by which strategic decisions are to be made. It also forms a basis for measuring performance and ensuring accountability at all levels of the management. While we are talking about corporate policies and power, it is also quite relevant to understand what do we mean by corporate politics. Corporate politics sometimes is also referred to as workplace politics. It is the process and behavior in human interactions involving power and authority. It is the use of power and social networking within an organization to achieve changes that benefit the organization or the individual within it. Power. Generally, power is the ability to cause or prevent an action, make things happen, or having the discretion to act or not act. The capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events. Power refers to a capacity that A has to influence the behavior of B. But where does this power come from? What is it that gives an individual or a group influence over others? Let us look at it in the next slide. There are 7 sources of power. They are legitimate power, expert power, referent power, reward power, informational power, charismatic power, and coercive power. Now, what are they? Let us look at them briefly in the next few slides. Legitimate power. It is based on individual's position in an organization. It can come from the ability to coerce or reward from formal authority or the control of information. For example, the police chief, the captain, or the manager. Expert power. It is the influence wielded as a result of expertise, special skill, or knowledge. Expert power is derived from possessing knowledge or expertise in a particular area. Such people are highly valued by the organizations for their problem-solving skills. Referent power. It is based on identification with a person who has desirable resources or personal traits. For example, if A likes, respects, and admires B, B can exercise power over A because A wants to please B. It is derived from the interpersonal relationships that a person cultivates with other people in the organization. Reward power. The reward power is derived from the ability to reward others. People comply with the wishes or directives of another because doing so produces positive benefits. Informational power. It is where a person possesses needed or wanted information. It comes from access and control over information. This power, however, is short-term and does not necessarily influence or build credibility. It is hard for a person to keep this power for long, and eventually this information will be released. Charismatic power. Charismatic power is an extension of referent power stemming from an individual's personality and interpersonal style. Charismatic leaders get others to follow them because They can articulate an attractive vision, take personal risks, demonstrate environmental and follower sensitivity, and are willing to engage in behavior that most others consider unconventional. Last but not the least is the seventh power, coercive power. Coercive power is derived from a person's ability to influence others via threats, punishments, or sanctions. It is a person's ability to punish, fire, or reprimand another employee. Coercive power helps control the behavior of employees by ensuring that they adhere to the organization's policies and norms. So that was all about corporate power. Thank you for listening.